readers up in flames 1 month to the Ondo State gubernatorial elections. INEC in frantic search for replacements. Political actors are in Edo State in last-minute campaign frenzy as D-Day draws ever closer, and youth corps members and their critical role on election day. Logistics, safety, and technology application are some of the issues on the front burner. Also on Political Update today, African Development Bank and Nigeria's leadership in the COVID-19 era. I am Fisayo Gunfui. Welcome. Let's start from the continental stage. The newly re-elected president of the African Development Bank and Nigeria's former Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, is back home on a thank-you visit to President Muhammadu Buhari. Giving him a pat on the back, the president said nothing succeeds like success.
Nigeria's Akinwumi Adesina had without doubt overcome stiff opposition to win an unprecedented 100% votes from both the regional and non-regional blocs that make up the African Development Bank to retain his position as president for a second term of 5 years. President Muhammadu Buhari had recommended Dr. Adesina and supported his election both in 2015 and this year, despite the differences in their political affiliation. The FDB president served as minister under the PDP government, and President Muhammadu Buhari belongs to the APC. Given reasons for his support, the Nigerian leader said Dr. Adesina is not only a good Nigerian and proved to be competent, but also made the nation proud. He used the opportunity to commend the bank's chief for the intervention by the financial institution in Nigeria and Africa, stressing that the infrastructural deficits the country has in roads, rail, and power could not be overcome without the support, and wished him all the best in his final term. The FDB president thanked President Buhari and Nigerians for their support, saying he is proud to be a citizen of Nigeria where his dream was born, nurtured, and supported for realization. He particularly appreciated the president for not only standing behind, but also beside him, saying no greater honor for a man than for his commander-in-chief to be his supporter-in-chief and indeed his defender-in-chief. Dr. Adesina said Nigeria gave him air when he badly needed it, and therefore pledged to always support the country in his private capacity and as president of the African Development Bank.
All right, a mysterious evening fire at the Akure headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has destroyed over 5,000 smart card readers deployed for use in the October 10 governorship election in the state. NTA's Segun Ojelade, who was at the scene, reports that the fire, which started around 8 o'clock in the evening, destroyed the large container housing the card readers. Men of the Ondo State Fire Service who arrived at the scene shortly after the fire started appeared helpless as their truck refused to work. INEC officials, including the National Commissioner in charge of Information and Voter Education, Festus Okoye, and the Ondo State Resident Electoral Commissioner, Rufus Akeju, expressed shock at the incident. Meanwhile, the Independent National Electoral Commission says it will embark on massive mop-up of card reader machines to ensure prompt reconfiguration for the October 10th governorship elections in Ondo State. NTA's Olajide Bello earlier spoke with INEC Commissioner for Information and Voter Education, Mr. Festus Okoye.
The inferno, which lasted for about 2 hours, took the combined efforts of the Federal Fire Service from the airport in Akure and Ilesha Command due to the inability of the Ondo State Fire Service. In the early hours of Friday 11th, the fire had been totally put off, with remnants of the card readers dotting the landscape of parts of the INEC office.
It's alarming. I got in there. To my dismay, the only thing I saw was people filming and sending this on social media. There was just a little firefighter truck there, which was far below containing what was, what it entails.
On its part, INEC says the Ondo State governorship elections will still hold.
What we intend to do, based on some of these challenges we have, is to mop up smart card readers from the other contiguous states in order to make up for the total number that we have lost. So if we just take smart card readers from 2 of the states that do not have any form of election during this particular period, we are going to recover.
Preliminary investigations by the police to prevent future occurrence have commenced.
All right, that was an update earlier in the day, but fortunately we have the INEC Commissioner for Information and Voter Education joining us now from Akure, Mr. Festus Okoye. Thank you for joining us on Political Update.
Thank you so much.
I would have loved to speak to you on, under better circumstances, but we have to commiserate with you on this, what happened. Of course, you were not there for firefighting, but this has happened. Is a scenario like this ever fully anticipated?
Well, honestly, we didn't anticipate this type of situation because we have gone very, very far with our preparations for Edo and Ondo governorship elections. And my mission in Akure was to interact with journalists and media executives and also visit some of them and update them on some of the new policies that we have introduced and some of the technological innovations that we have introduced in relation to this election and just prepare them for the election. So we did not anticipate that we are going to be dealing with the issue of bond card readers at this point in time.
All right, you explained to our reporter earlier that you will try and mop up card readers from other states. Are you sure you will win this race against time? Apart from getting the card readers, they have to be configured and even their state be known. Some of them perhaps even have, been affected by the vagaries of nature or whatever. Do you think we'll win this race against time?
No, there is no cause for alarm, and we don't have any situation at the moment. The configuration of the smart card readers will not give us any challenge. This is because we have registration area technical assistance that configure these smart card readers. The smart card readers we are dealing with at the moment are smart card readers that we configure for the training of supervisory presiding officers and the ones we are going to use to train other categories of ad hoc staff. So we won't have any problems at all. We just need less than 7 days to configure the total number of smart card readers that will be required for the conduct of this particular election. And we are confident that in a few days' time, we will mop up smart card readers from other states and then we'll be on top of the situation.
All right, let me read some things out to you because I just looked at this and, when elections are around the corner, in Imo, February 2019, there was this fire. Olu, also in Imo, 25th of February 2019, there was this fire. INEC office as well. Ijebu Jesha, Oriade local government area, 25th of February 2019, there was this fire as well. Ibesipo Asuta local government area, Akwa Ibom, 8th of March, there was this fire. Ian Fleming's quote is, one is happenstance, twice is coincidence, perhaps third time is enemy action. Are you looking at this possibility?
Well, each occurrence must be situated within its own context. I know that, for instance, in one of the states, the fire incident we recorded was as a result of the mistake of a security man who was burning grass near the office, and the office got inflamed. So each circumstance and each situation must be situated within its own compass. In relation to the smart card readers, I think this is the second time we lost a substantial number of smart card readers. The first was in during the Anambra governorship, during the one of the elections in Anambra State. We lost a substantial number of smart card readers, and we have also lost smart card readers here. Well, we will not preempt the authorities who have the power of investigation from investigating the circumstances leading to this particular incident. So we will wait for their preliminary report, but I assure you that the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission is very, very unhappy about this situation, and we are going to get to the root of all these incidents, at least to prevent a future occurrence, because these smart card readers purchased with taxpayers' money, and we have every right and every responsibility to make sure that nothing untoward happens to them. And so we are going to get to the bottom of this incident.
All right, we thank God that at least elections in Ondo State are still a month away. Edo State is just a week away. What is the status right now in terms of the level of preparedness of the umpire?
For which of the elections now?
For Edo State. We are moving away from Ondo now. Let's talk about Edo State. Is very close to just next week.
Well, we are ready for the election in Edo State. The commission has already deployed support resident electoral commissioners. We are going to have at least 5 resident electoral commissioners supporting the resident electoral commissioner for Edo State. And we're also going to have at least 3 national commissioners also giving backup to the resident electoral commissioner. By tomorrow, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission will be in Edo State preparatory to the stakeholders meeting we are going to have on Monday, and then the signing of peace accord on Tuesday. So we are ready for this particular election. We have conducted all the necessary trainings, and we have batched all the non-sensitive materials required for this election. And the sensitive materials will be in Edo State any moment from now.
All right. If I let you go, in view of what has happened, perhaps the authorities might also think of purchasing a few fire extinguishers for Edo State.
That this particular commission, we are a mini water board because we provide GP tanks for all our registration area centers. We are also a mini electricity corporation because we also provide generators for these places. We have a pharmacy now because we are purchasing thermometers, hand sanitizers, and so on. So if you add this particular one of firefighting to the commission, you need to put it into the constitution.
Thank you very much. We've been speaking with Mr. Festus Okoye. He is the National Commissioner for Information and Voter Education. Thank you for joining us. Now, still talking election, the Director General of the National Youth Service Corps, the NYSC, is in Benin to strategize on smooth conduct of the Edo State gubernatorial elections, which will have a considerable number of corps members as ad hoc staff. The NYSC boss dwelt on the security of his wards and their conduct during the exercise.
The meeting with them and the DG is to press home the importance of their integrity and neutrality to the success of the election.
They are supposed to be neutral and apolitical, so they should be non-partisan and adhere strictly to the electoral laws. They must not do anything untoward to tarnish the image of the scheme.
The meeting between the DG and members of the Youth Service Corps is also an opportunity to highlight security and health tips in respect to the COVID-19 guidelines.
The welfare of the corps members is paramount to the federal government and the NYSC.
The corps members say they are better equipped for the election.
So I just said be ready for Edo corpus to give you a neutral election.
We just have to do everything in transparency and put our integrity also at work.
Over 2,000 youth corps members have been enlisted to serve in the 3,035 polling units in Edo State for the governorship election on the 19th. The NYSC DG also visited the Oba of Benin to appreciate him for supporting the scheme.
With just a week to the much anticipated Edo governorship election, the governorship candidate of the APC, Pastor Osagie Ize-Iyamu, has assured the workers in the state of a labor-friendly government if voted into power. Pastor Ize-Iyamu met with leaders of organized labor in Benin City.
The meeting was an opportunity for Pastor Ize-Iyamu to formally introduce himself to the leaders of the affiliate unions of the NLC in the state as the APC candidate in the Edo election. He presented his simple agenda and explained why they should vote for him.
We need to invest in the civil service. We need to bring more people into our civil service. It's the crisis of leadership. If we don't change the leadership of our states, many we lament and regret it.
An APC chieftain, Comrade Adams Oshomole, who once served as a national chairman of NLC, said after assessing the present situation of things in the education and health sectors, as well as other areas of leadership in the state, he feels disappointed.
Our disagreement with Basically is so peaceful, nothing to do with personal interest. If a man is seeking second term and is behaving, he will allow him at the eve of election, the street lights are off, at the eve of election. When elections are over, can you see him? No.
The state chairman of the NLC, Sonny Osande, expressed concern over the delay of work at the proposed Labour House in Benin City and hopes for better days for the union.
The regret I have, the only regret I have, is when our father was here, we couldn't fast it, but he brought the land, he did it groundbreaking, he provided the money down, but they couldn't build it. However, let us have a peaceful election.
Still on APC campaigns, Pastor Izeyamu was in Umwade local government area with assurances of a better tomorrow in Hiho and its environs.
At Igwa Holo was 7 and 8. The interaction highlighted the absence of government presence and the shortage of social amenities and infrastructure, which are among the major needs of the people there. The tour was also taken to Enya wards 5 and 6. Supporters defiled the rain to receive the train. Pastor Izeyamu believes that the election is about who will perform. He says, as someone who has spent a greater part of his life in the state and understands the challenges, he will provide the needed leadership for the expected change.
By the simple agenda we are get, we now go see a lot of difference. I want to show you now, if you vote for APC, we now go see better development. We now go see better development. So if we now don't say we now go vote for APC, that's you now have to hope.
For other leaders of the party, a vote for the APC will frustrate the transformation of Edo State.
4 years ago, I campaigned for him. Because me, I think, say, like you now, who they do trading. Oh, why they trade with you? Yes. You go believe, say, you know they cheat. So if you give them the license to open a shop, or you leave your shop for a hand, you believe, say, you go expand them. When you come see, say, they remove the teeth, they steal, you go see support them. That is why, for me, shame no day. Now only God, now know tomorrow. So as we don't, by mistake, vote for her. Now so we like Koro, remove her.
The train later visited the Enogie of Enya. Osasua Iduara said in his palace. The tour continues.
And ahead of the gubernatorial elections in Edo State, the Women Campaign Wing of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, took its own campaign to 6 local government areas in Edo North Senatorial District.
The first port of call was Igara in Akoko Edo local government area. In Afuze, women from O1 West and O1 East and members of the campaign council passed their message of continuity and good governance.
That day, una don't talk to una oga, una children, brothers and sisters, church members. Say where we want put our hand. Where we want put our hand.
I beg, make una not say una voters card. I make una not fear. Nothing they happen. First we get God they fear. We not get God Father, but we get God who create us as Father. Make una not fear, make una come out so.
Women from Esako West, Esako East, and Esako Central local government areas gathered in Jatu for the team. Betsy Obaseki urged the women to vote for competence and selfless leadership.
Man like Obaseki and Shaibu, we don't care for themselves but for them people. Everything they want is good for them people. Now the kind of politicians where we need for Nigeria now. Now the kind of politicians where in the world they look for. Obaseki therefore PPP. So make una go house, make una tell everybody. Say na umbrella, now we dey, and na umbrella now we go vote for.
Some of the women pledged their support for the Obaseki Shaibu tickets.
When you vote umbrella, 4+4. Obaseki carry go. Work out and pray for Obaseki because they don't die in time of Obaseki. It's paid on 25. He don't pay all the workers.
All right, coming back to the center now, President Muhammadu Buhari's rallying call to his party seems to be bearing fruit in the commencement of the Executive, Legislature and Party Consultative Committee. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo at the commencement of the forum's assignment is optimistic of a cohesive and synergistic relationship amongst the different structures of governance.
As one government, we must further align ourselves and be alive to our electoral promises.
That was Arkansas President Muhammadu Buhari on the 31st of August this year, when the Tripartite Party Executive and Legislature Consultative Committee was being inaugurated. Here, members of the committee are arriving at the presidential villa 10 days after the inauguration for their first meeting. They were received by the chairman of the committee, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. The president, on the 31st of August, expressed his firm belief in the doctrine of separation of power, said the practice should be harmonious checks and balances, devoid of bitterness and petty rivalry. It was a closed-door meeting which lasted for almost 3 hours. And here is the Senate president after the meeting.
Are all together in this, trying to shape very strategic means of delivering services to Nigerian people. We want to ensure that there's good governance continuously for the entire period of our tenure and subsequent years that will be in government by the grace of God. And therefore, this first meeting was to look at those critical areas that we need to concentrate and focus on how to ensure that we improve on the way and manner in which we deliver services to the Nigerian people.
All right, our last protocol would have been on the PDP National Working Committee, but time is not our friend, so we will be rounding up the program at this point. Many thanks to our friends from the Benin Network Center for the stories on the election, and of course our guest today, Mr. Festus Okoye of the Independent National Electoral Commission, for being a part of Political Update, and for you for being a part of today's episode of the program. My name is Fisao Ogunfe. Thanking you for staying tuned. All the best. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and keep it locked on the Nigerian Television Authority, Africa's finest and best, where we give you the very best of news, reviews, previews, and interviews. Bye-bye now.